characters on set, do the actors on set, are they all reading the comic book? Are they familiar with the material? Are they staying away from it just to try to create their own version or be as independent as they could?
Most of them that I know actually have read the comic book so they can get a better idea and feel as to what the writers are trying to go for. But, you know, I know that they have meetings. They have meetings and stuff, you know, to kind of go over what they're looking for the show and also what's in the comic book. So it's good to have both references.
Yeah,
I read it.
Go ahead. You read it.
Yeah, I've read up through issue 92,
Awesome.
and I didn't read it until I got down to The Walking Dead. And then once I started reading it, I couldn't put them down. So it's hard to read 7 years worth of comics in one weekend.
Yeah, they're addictive. And I mean, I've been reading them issue by issue since they came out 7 years ago.
Ooh.
And every issue, he's just like, I mean, the way he ends them. It's just, it's just I forget what issue it was, but when Carl and Rick and there's a character in the comic book that's not in the TV series yet. They go off outside of Atlanta. They're near outside of Atlanta, and they encounter a couple of guys, nab them, and things look really, really bad for Carl. Right. I had to put that down. I was reading it, and I was thinking to myself, Kirkman's not going to do this to this child. What looks like is going to happen to this child is not going to happen. And I stopped and I thought, this is Robert Kirkman, creator of Battle Pope. And I put it down. I just couldn't do it. I could not bring myself to find out. And Albert asked me, he said, did you read the rest of Walking Dead? I said, no, I haven't done it. He said, I'm not going to tell you whether or not what you think happens or what could happen happens. But you got to finish that issue and then decide whether or not you're going to continue. But that's when he had me completely. I realized I am so emotionally enveloped in these characters that I was going to decide whether or not I continue to read the comic book, whether or not this horrific thing happens.
And yes, it did, and no, it won't happen. I don't see them pulling that type of thing off on the TV show.
Well, he did. He stopped it right before the extreme, and all that. I mean, it got enough. You know, you can have it.
We have to get the comics.
So. I don't know what's going on, but I'm concerned for Carl.
Yes, you will be too.
I'm like, what?
Well, we'll put it to you this way. What he was talking on the extreme led to Carl getting his little deal. Has everybody here at least seen season 2? Okay, good. Well, when Carl got shot, that took the place of what he was talking about.
Yeah,
and so he's okay.
There's mixed matches, and there's here and there and stuff like that you see. We see some things happen in the comic book way down the line that actually, they run up to date onto the series.
So whether you get to season 3, and none of us know the script. None of us know what's coming, well, except maybe you might, but I don't think so. But overall, if they're doing what they say they're going to do in the interviews that they've already done, we're back to the comics.
Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there because the general public does know this much. They've cast the governor.
Well, they even know they've now released an interview.
Okay.
With the cast members about what season 3 is going to be. And in fact, look online for that.
On AMC.
They're already talking about it on AMC of what's coming. But basically, this is what's out in the interview. The governor's been cast. He will be this season. Woodbury will be this season.
Oh, really?
If you got the governor, you're going to
yeah. Well, naturally, you got to.
So you're going to have Woodbury and you're going to have the prison. And this is something they've all talked about.
We saw the prison at the end of the,
Yeah. Well, now that the interview were being done at the prison.
Yeah, if you Google's a wonderful thing. And people like to leak photos, you can see some stuff. There's a couple of little interview things, because I Google things every once in a while just to see what's popping up. And there was one about the city of Sonoya had a newspaper, and they were posting about how they had built this big wall, and they had to shoot. They were going to be shutting down parts of Sonoya for like most of the shoot. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is pretty huge. So yeah, Google things. Google helps a lot.
You see, that killed me when that picture. Unfortunately, if something breaks, I get 42 emails from our customers, different customers. So I get a lot of spoilers, whether I want them or not.
Right.
And all that. And when that picture of Sophie turned up in my mailbox like 6 weeks out,
Yeah.
I was like, no, they're not. This is Photoshop. But no.
Well, I had already, I kind of knew that was happening. Well, I didn't know that was happening, so I wasn't too surprised by it, but they were very upset when that got leaked. So, we all signed contracts on set, and so I do believe they might have found out who did that, and that guy is being sued.
Yeah, I knew about it because I was doing stand-in work for her. So they told me long ago, back when they were shooting the stuff for the bog, where she was in the bog in the water, and they had told me that was going to happen, and Madison's reading her little Justin Bieber book, and I'm talking to her about it, and I'm like, how do you feel about this? And she's like, oh, well, I don't want to leave, but I got to move on, and I was like, she's okay with it. Now, and then like when we shot that scene, we had a big gathering, everybody gathered around her, and she said her goodbyes, and she only had like 2 more days thereafter. After that, she said her goodbyes, and she was okay with it. She was like, oh, I'm gonna move on and do bigger and better things, and just to see somebody her age be okay with being killed off was pretty astonishing for me. But I didn't know that photo got leaked at all. I guess because I was there, I wasn't looking for it. But I do know there was a photo of Dale got leaked, and one of my friends had sent that to me. Photo of Dale got leaked, and the photo of Shane got leaked. And he had sent me the entire article, and it wasn't like a photo like somebody took it on a set. It looked like it was actually on a screen. Like, had the AMC at the bottom. So it was somebody deep in there. I don't know, and they were giving away the entire episode. They were saying exactly this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. And I'm like, are you kidding? Who is leaking this stuff? It was an inside man, I'm telling you. But that kind of stuff, it upsets me to see that. Because a lot of fans, as soon as they see spoiler alerts, they're like, oh yeah, let's go look at this. And it ruins it for them. But you're curious and you want to see. So always when my friends approach me with that stuff, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I try to act dumb, but they figure it out anyway.
Well, it's kind of like the location's been leaked as well. They try to keep things very tight, and sometimes there's certain people that give that information out to certain websites, and all these people show up, to try to see what they can see, and that makes the job a little bit harder too.
Somebody at town hall somewhere leaked out that The Walking Dead is filming down at so-and-so, and it's in the newspaper, and like, thanks.
Yeah, so they don't quite, a lot of times the small towns and stuff don't quite understand why they don't need to be telling people. They think it's just, oh, we got this coming here, but it's very tight. So, anyway.
The comic book fans